an evening mass at a church firebombed in a bid to create controversy and provoke a reaction. The response was probably not what the perpetrators were expecting.
People scared to come to this church already. They're scared more will be thrown inside. But today you proved that you are not afraid.
The only signs the Church of the Assumption in Penang was even attacked are a few scorch marks on the concrete and some police tape in front of the shrine of Our Lady of Fatima. But a healthy turnout showed how little the attack and the placement of quasi-religious posters had affected the local faithful.
The banners placed in front of the churches certainly was a provocation of one kind. The reason I say that is provocation because we do not say Allah is great. It is not in our ordinary use, neither in our worship.
It was these posters that heralded the latest twist in the long-running row in Malaysia over who has the right to use the word Allah. Should it just be for Muslims practicing their religious duties, or can it also be used by Christian Malaysians as a substitute for the word God when praying or singing hymns in their mother tongue? The case has centred on Malaysia's Catholic newspaper, The Herald. But the paper itself has not used the word Allah for 7 years, after it was ordered to stop, except in reprints of other articles on the subject. Since then, calls to not even utter the word have spread to the wider Christian community, but have been widely ignored. The Supreme Court will hear an application for leave to appeal against the ban in March. If that's granted, the next hearing should, in theory, decide the case once and for all.
The case has swung back and forth between the government and the church, and a final hearing should decide once and for all what can and cannot be said. Yet even if the ruling goes against the church, it is still far from clear how the ban can be enforced.
Some argue the case is far from a religious one, but more a political effort by the ruling coalition to stay in power.
Their political power is no longer a secure thing. So how do you deal with that? You try to bring it back together by creating demons, by creating the other.
And however the case works out in the courts, it's important to remember one thing. The word Allah predates the religion Islam. Stephanie Scawen, Al Jazeera, Penang.